where were you when
Yeah.
9/11 happened?
I was at CIA headquarters. Um, the story's kind of quaint now after all these years and all that has happened over the course of all these years. Um, on the morning of 9/11, I was supposed to go to the White House with Cofer Black, who was the director of the CIA's Counterterrorism Center. We had a meeting scheduled with Condoleezza Rice, who was the national security advisor at the time, on an issue related to Greek terrorism. And so I got a call at my desk saying that the driver was ready to take us down to the White House. So I walked over to Kofer's office to tell him that the driver was ready, and his secretary had a TV on her desk. Now they're on every computer, but back then it was kind of unusual to have a TV. And she had a TV on, and one of the towers of the World Trade Center was burning. And I said, "What happened to the World Trade Center?" And she said, "A plane flew into it." And I naively said, that happened once before. In 1932, a bomber flew into the Empire State Building, but it was really foggy then. It's so crystal clear today. Like, how can you not see that you're flying into the World Trade Center? And just as I said those words, the second plane hit. And then she turned to me. I was standing behind her. She turned to me and she said, "Did you see that, or did I imagine it?" And I ran back to my office and I said, "Guys, 2 planes just hit both towers of the World Trade Center. I think we're under attack." So everybody ran back up to the front office. Now, Kofer's office had TVs mounted above the door, like CNN, MSNBC, Fox, BBC, Russian, Iranian, whatever, Chinese. And they were all starting to switch over to a live feed. Silence. And I mean, there were, 150, 200 people just standing there staring at the TVs in silence. And then finally somebody shouts, "Will somebody please lead?" And then Kofer snapped back into, real life and said, "You, go to the director's office. You, go to security. You, talk to this guy. You." Finally, a cop came in to the office and said, "We're evacuating headquarters. Everybody get out." Nobody budged. And then an hour later, he came back and said, "If you don't evacuate, you'll be arrested," which they meant. So, I mean, talk about chaos. We all evacuated. I got about halfway home.